to this video. Today we're going to be making the beat that we just heard on the intro, and then I'm going to be putting some vocals on, so if you listen at the end we'll see what we come up with. There's other little tips throughout, like a variation of tips. Without any more further ado, I think we should start with some hi-hats if we're making a drill beat. So I've got this hi-hat and I'm going to capture that. So I messed around a little bit and then this is what I came up with it. I took this one out. I was going to leave it in, but I took that one out. So let's go for a snare now, yeah? Now, to thicken the snares up, I like to use this, especially for this kind of snare. So I'm going to put a compressor in there just to catch some of the highs, just level it up a bit. So I like this instrument, so you can get some good effects if you go to the motion and then set. It's got like a gated effect, so I'm going to put that in there. It just sits in there nice. Now I'm going to load up a drum rack, one specifically for kicks. So this is the rack, and the rack's got multiple kicks on one pad. So once I've made my loop, I can quickly swap out the kick like this just by turning this dial. I want to start with a kick before the sub, so we're just going to throw some kicks in here. I'll just tap some in there. Now I want to get more than one sequence of kick, so what I'm going to do is just make a different variation of one at the end and just copy it down. So I'm just going to drag and drop this scene holding my control key, let go of it, and just change it one of these at the end, so one's got a different variation. See, now we'll put some bass in. So I'm making two bass lines for this beat as well, so I'm making like a little bass line for the intro and then the main bass line. I did a video on one of them the other day, but I'm just gonna set my controls, set my glide, get my timing right. So I'm just gonna start hitting in some notes, and then I'll change them up and put them where they need to be as far as keys go. Once I've done it. See, the shorter I keep these notes, the faster they kind of slide. If you make them long, they can get a bit lazy, you know, like a bit looser with the wob, with the glide. You make short notes, it keeps the glide nice and tight. But if you want like a longer glide, then yeah, just hit the longer notes in. But for this beat, I'm trying to keep them short glides. That way I'll be able to put a few glides in. So I'm just going to speed it up. So this is the sequence that I finally decided on, and now I just need to shape it and get the sound how I need it, using the parameters inside the rack. Some of these settings will make big changes to the sound, some of them will just make slight little changes. So I'm going to throw this little hi-hat roll in now. Just put that in there with the other hats, because one thing about drill bass or drill beats is it's got a lot of hi-hats. So this is the hat and snare pattern that I came up with. So I've put some textures in. So these are the these are the three sounds that I used, that I've added to the beat. So I'm just quickly going to unfreeze the tracks. So that's one of the sounds, and then this is the other sound, and then I've put this sound in as well. Now I've got this other sound. Now as I record this one in, I'm going to automate the mod wheel on the MIDI control to get this effect. And this is the automation. I then added this sound. I was in two minds whether to put both as plucks, but one's like it's got like a nice slide to it. Then I ran these vocals through brow motion just to sweeten it up a bit and give it that movement. And then I added these vocals, which is like a choir, again just to add a texture over the top. And now I've got this sample. So to change that sample, this is what I'm going to do. Reverse the clip. Then use reverse by initial audio to half reverse it back. And I left the fade off because it smothered this sound. And this is what that sounds like. After that, I put Chorus by UVI just to give it some depth, and then an EQ to take out some of the resonance, and this is what that sounds like. Here's a quick tip, especially for DJs. You see, I've put this, it's like a ducker, but I've automated it, and it's gave me this bit of bouncy effect. It's still the same bass, but it's kind of cut it into two. So now I want to start EQing, compressing, shaping sounds. So this is a plugin that allows me to move individual bands around the stereo field. You can call it like a multi-band stereo imager. Now I want to work on a second bass line. So I'm now going to pull my scenes over as I arrange them. Like my intro, just pull that over and just arrange it to however I want. So I just grab the scene, hit the tab key, and then the other window pops up. Or if you've got two monitors, you can just pull it straight over onto the other screen on the other window if you open it at the same time. There's the beat arranged. Now I've got some vocals from another song of a very talented artist that I've been working with and should be making more songs in the future with. But I've taken a little bit of a verse and put it over this beat. It was off a GRIME song he made. I hope you enjoy, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, all the best and take good care.
I don't wanna put more names on my list. Trying to take names off my list. Look like lunch, you might get munched like Chris. Nose might punch my fist. Talk man's drugs and clag intel. And it's trap phone, that's mine as well. MATIC, I just ride through hell, but